Hey yo, this is Susie again, just tracking my daily effort to have ADHD and keep a healthy lifestyle up with all the different little comorbidities and conditions and stuff that sometimes occur with that. So, I've been doing pretty good keeping up with my 10,000 steps and also my diet thing where I've been honestly skipping breakfast every single day. It feels better for me to work out fasted, and then after that, I usually don't even get hungry for another hour. I still am taking liquid amino acids in the morning, so it's not technically calorie free. I'm just not eating like lots of food. And then I've been taking a walk in the morning to make sure that I've enhancing my step routine to make sure I'm getting to my 10,000 steps. And I'm heavy loading, things like carbs or heavy meals at the end of my day because of my biological condition. I get tired when I eat, and I think it's possibly because I have low blood pressure. Like it gets pretty bad. It goes down to, like the mid 90s over, low 50s kind of numbers sometimes. And so seeing as how that's true, when I eat food, all the blood goes to my stomach and then I have to take a little nappy nap. So for me, it definitely helps to, not have very many calories throughout the day if I want to keep my energy up. And then I get to sleep really nice and heavily at night because I take a nice heavy meal. I even made myself some Rice Krispie treats, peanut butter, chocolate topped Rice Krispie treats. I just made them a little bit macro changed. I added maybe like 2 cups of extra Krispies, so it kind of expanded the whole thing, making it just a little bit, maybe a little drier, but it's Rice Krispie treats. It tasted crunchy, they're chewy, they're marshmallowy still. I added 2 tablespoons of butter, so that kind of it, but again, it's just overall macros, so less sugar is still better. I added PB powder instead of peanut butter, so that didn't increase the fat too much and kept it nice and peanut buttery. Then I topped it with some nice melted dark chocolate chips so that it was, I allow myself to have dark chocolate anyway. But the key was also that one of the things I struggle with is sort of like a binge eating. I kind of eat when I'm not hungry. I eat because it's there. I eat because it looks good. I eat because I like the taste of it. I like the little, I'm bored or whatever. Millions of reasons why I overeat. And in the past, I would have probably polished off that entire pan or at least half of it last night, and I would have been polishing off the rest of it this morning. So we're talking just like mega calories for my normal time if I'm making a pan of Rice Krispies. I'm just proud of myself that I only ate one last night. I'm going to try really hard to only eat one a day just to kind of see if I'm allowed to have treats like that around me again, because if I can, that's great. If I'm not ready for that, then I can't even have big treats like that around me until I know that I can manage that hyperfixation to food thing. We, with ADHD and neurodivergence, we kind of get stuck on like a meal and we'll just keep eating it. And for me, unfortunately, I also have the ADHD sweet tooth. And so that hyperfixation meal can absolutely turn into chocolate cake, which is really bad for our overall health, So when people say intuitively eat, I can't follow my intuition. My intuition is wrong. I have to follow logical thinking to eat. That being said, I also like using my reward center as the thing too. There's a Goodwill down the street from our house, and it's approximately like a 4,000 or 5,000 step walk if I walk to the Goodwill, do some thrifting around, and then walk back home. So I've been doing that, and it's like giving me a little like dopamine kick for doing something else. Like I might actually find a treasure. I actually did. You want to see it? I found, this is a Wayne Houston vase, and I'm going to keep it forever because I absolutely love it. It's actually worth more than I think it can be, I've seen them as cheap as low as $45, but it was one, and they were more in the range of like $100 to $200, and I got this one for $5. I was so happy. I'm like, it feels like a prize for getting my steppy steps in. So anyway, just a little update also. I know I'm like all slouched over here, but actually the weight is dropping off quite nicely. I haven't weighed myself today. I feel thinner, but so far I've lost about 5 pounds, just kind of doing what I'm doing. And I mean, it really is just nice. It's good for my overall self-control and my ADHD if I don't give in to that particular gremlin. So what you're not like even really hearing about or seeing, but I'm experiencing is better control over my entire life. I have better control over my overall routines, my overall hygiene. It's keeping me on track better with other things if I don't let myself drift off and hyperfixate on things that aren't going to be healthy for me in the long run anyway. So this helps my overall ADHD on top of everything. I'm feeling pretty great, and I'm starting to get ready to move on to the quitting weed thing, which would make me not just sober for my city, but sober on nothing, completely sober, which would be great for me. I really feel like that's going to help my ADHD too. My current method right now, because what I end up doing looks like I'm quitting cold turkey, but it's never cold turkey. I start by getting my mindset ready for it. I start by, like when I did with cigarettes or whatever, I would have them on me so that I wouldn't be panicking, about it, but I would try to not smoke when I would normally smoke, like after a meal or driving. And I would try to make just like obsolete rules where it's just like, no, you can't. So this morning, it's a weekend and everything. Normally I would wake up and have a little smoke, and it's like, no, you don't need to get up and go do your walk, go take your walk, come back, and just things like that. So I start by kind of cutting it out when I'm used to having it different times. And then once I start feeling heavy on that, where it's like I'm not even totally missing it, like that starts getting pretty easy, that's when I'll step it up, and that's when I'll kind of, turn into more of a cold turkey quitting thing. And it'll look like it was so easy, but I'll be honest, it's because I come in well prepared. It's a method that I use for quitting anything that's bad for me, and it's worked my entire life. So happy to share these next steps with you as I move on with the program, staying healthy, staying fit, getting my stuff together. Yes, even with ADHD. Cheers.